What happens when the world's most dangerous soldier meets the world's most dangerous dictator? Today we're breaking down Red Hulk, issue number 3, where General Thunderbolt Ross finds himself trapped in Doctor Doom's Latveria. This isn't just another escape story. It's a chess match between raw military might and technological supremacy, with the fate of nations hanging in the balance. From prison breaks to avalanches, from the Carpathian Mountains to the UN General Assembly, this issue shows us exactly why you don't mess with either Ross or Doom. Let's dive in. Imagine this: the United States' greatest military mind, a man who's memorized every single square inch of the planet, trapped in the domain of Marvel's most brilliant dictator. The chess match we never knew we needed, but absolutely deserve. Most people carry a simple map in their minds, home at the center, with daily destinations radiating outwards, like spokes on a wheel. Their world extends to the grocery store, the gym, maybe a favorite restaurant. But my map, it spans continents. These are the thoughts of General Ross as we begin our story, a man whose strategic mind is sharper than a vibranium blade. He's not just a soldier, he's a walking GPS with the power to level cities. The United States isn't just my home, it's my center of gravity. Its borders are etched in my consciousness like a perimeter fence, and everything beyond it is potential hostile territory. Ross has crossed more terrain than most will see in 10 lifetimes. This knowledge kept him sane during his imprisonment in Doom's dungeon, wargaming scenarios and plotting his inevitable escape. And now, that moment has finally come. High in the Carpathian Mountains of Latveria, we find our unlikely team: General Ross, Deathlock, General Riker, and Machine Man. They've broken out of Doom's prison, but freedom is still a distant hope as they face a towering threat. Dozens of Doombots merged into one massive unit. Form a single file line, return to prison for interrogation, or face immediate execution, the Doombots announce, hovering menacingly in the air. Ross quickly assesses his makeshift unit. Machine Man, reliable but running on empty. Deathlock, naturally resistant to AI control thanks to his analog computing origins. And Dr. Simon Riker, a brilliant roboticist Ross trusts about as far as he could throw him, pre-Hulk transformation. Riker, Deathlock, Ross calls out as Doombots repeat their threats. "What is it, Ross?" Riker responds. "There is a nuclear plant 100 clicks from here. I need that radiation to jumpstart Red Hulk. Been locked up too long." Riker's skepticism is immediate. "How could you possibly know that?" "Because I've wargamed scenarios against every nation on Earth, Latveria included. My mind's better than any satellite feed," Ross responds. That's General Ross in a nutshell. The ultimate strategist, always 10 steps ahead. Deathlock's computer confirms Ross's intel, and he's on board. But Riker, he's got other plans. "Listen, General Ross, if you still hold that rank, you're not in command here. We're outgunned, outnumbered, and tactically compromised," Riker sneers. Ross tries to appeal to military honor. "With respect, remember your training, loyalty to country and team." But before he can finish, Riker does the unthinkable. He shoves Ross off the cliff. "With respect, this is every man for himself. Splitting up is our only shot," Riker declares. Deathlock's response is perfect. "Oh crap, you're just as much a jerk here as in my world, Riker." Karma works fast in the Marvel Universe though. As Riker attempts his escape, Doombots cut him down with electrical fire. Meanwhile, Deathlock, carrying the depleted Machine Man, follows Ross's descent. "Try for the snowfall," Ross shouts. "That's an avalanche waiting to happen," Deathlock calls back. Exactly. This is Ross at his finest, using the environment as a weapon. The avalanche provides the perfect cover from the Doombots' motion capture and thermal imaging systems. Once hidden, he finds Deathlock. "Move now, before the ice spray settles," Ross commands. "You okay?" Deathlock asks before catching himself. "Never mind, you're one tough son of a gun. What's next?" "Got a working radio?" Ross asks. "Not in the mood for music, I take it," Deathlock quips. "Send an SOS. Tell the Air Force they've got a POW situation in Latveria, and tell them to prepare for a full military engagement. Computer, you heard the man, Deathlock says grimly. The scene shifts dramatically to the United Nations General Assembly in New York City. Dr. Doom, in all his megalomaniacal glory, commands the podium. We will not be voting on peace and security. However, you may voice concerns, though know that I have anticipated every possible scenario. We stand at the threshold of unprecedented global stability. But even the great Victor Von Doom can be interrupted. A Doombot approaches, whispering urgently, and Doom announces a recess to handle a matter requiring immediate attention. Back in Latveria, Ross reflects on his adversary. Doom warps himself in steel, more machine than man, cold, calculating, precise. But Ross knows something vital. While technologically breeds complacency, war remains primal. They escaped that prison through raw force, and that's exactly how they'll leave Latveria. General, Deathlock's voice cuts through Ross's thoughts. Got bad news. Military response from Camp Bonstil in Kosovo. Better hear this yourself. The transmission crackles. We are unable to acknowledge this message due to the current treaty. Treaty? Ross demands, confusion evident. Try another base. Got a dozen responses. All the same, Deathlock says grimly. And then comes the bombshell that changes everything. Think about it, General. All those simulations Doom ran us through. Those war games in altered states. What if they weren't practice? What if they were preparation? This is where the story elevates to another level. What if Doom's imprisonment of Ross wasn't just about containing a threat? What if it was about studying America's greatest military mind to prepare for something bigger? Before they can process this revelation, Doombots materialize. Radio transmission source located. Prepare for termination. What follows is nothing short of spectacular. Deathlock swings Machine Man like a weapon, while Ross, armed with only a branch, launches himself at a Doombot. Tell your master this, Ross snarls as he destroys one unit. I'm running now, but I'm coming for him. I'm coming for Doom. Love breaking machines, Deathlock grins, dismantling another bot. Long as it ain't me. Ross grabs him. Move. They have a hive mind. More coming. Exits ahead. At the cliff's edge, Deathlock balks. This is your escape route? Thought survival was the goal. River runs southwest, Ross explains, showing off his encyclopedic knowledge once again. Best cover to the nuclear plant. You'll never make it, Deathlock warns, his internal computer chiming in. Current conditions indicate hypothermia within minutes of exposure. But Ross's response? I don't die easy. Get Red Hulk back online. Nothing on Earth can stop me. Miles away, a portal tears reality apart as Doom steps through. Where is he? The dictator demands. Location unknown, a Doombot reports, playing Ross's earlier words about the nuclear plant. Guard the facility, the bots suggest. Doom says, why guard what I, as Sorcerer Supreme, can simply erase from existence? And that's Red Hulk issue number 3. We started with Ross and his makeshift team of Machine Man, Deathlock, and the treacherous General Riker breaking out of Doom's prison, only to discover something far more sinister. While Ross was in prison, Doom had somehow negotiated a treaty that's left the US military unable to intervene. The issue ends with 2 chilling revelations. Ross desperately racing towards a nuclear plant to recharge his Red Hulk powers, while Doom, now wielding the power of Sorcerer Supreme, prepares to literally wipe the facility off the map. This issue brilliantly contrasts Ross's old school military tactics against Doom's technological and magical superiority. It asks a fascinating question. In a world of advanced AI and sorcery, is there still room for traditional military strategy? Based on that cliffhanger ending, we're about to find out. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments. How do you think those wargame simulations Doom ran on Ross will come into play later? Who's the real villain here? Doom for imprisoning Ross, or Ross for planning war scenarios against every nation? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.